So the first question I wanted to ask was, you've had turntables since you were 12 years old. How do you feel about the evolution of technology and the tools DJs now have available to them?
I love the evolution of technology, and I'm happy to be old enough to remember the turntables and young enough to be open-minded and use all the new technology. It's definitely easier for me. I remember back when I would use turntables, and when you're on the mic, you have to like hold the turntable right where it's at, so you can talk, and then hope that the record doesn't skip, and make sure it doesn't like give it like a wobble sound, and then like drop the record right there. Now, like with like CDJs and whatnot, you can literally like have cue points. You can start and stop. You can bring it right back to an exact point without having to like mark it with tape or anything. So I love it. I love it.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, I did also want to ask, you had an online radio show years prior to how popular they are now, and then you became a music correspondent and TV personality for E! News. Do you feel online radio shows are now becoming more preferred and more desired than standard radio and TV media, and if so, why?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm currently the vice president of Dash Radio, DASH. Dash Radio is an online internet-based platform. We have over 10 million users, 80 channels commercial-free, and the reason why I'm vice president is because I very much do believe that this is the evolution in the next wave of radio. I mean, why would I want to DJ in one city? Because I also developed my own syndicated radio show throughout my life. The reason I did that is so I could be heard in different cities around the world. So I was everywhere from Boston to Brazil, and now I can just come and do this one show, and I'm reaching the whole entire world from Thailand to Toronto, just having my own Get Familiar radio station on the Dash Radio platform. So I very much believe in it, and that's why I'm the vice president here at Dash, and I think that now you can hear us like we are now in every model make car manufactured from here on in. So now we're standard in every dashboard in your car. So, now when I play a record, it could either be heard by, several thousand people in one city, or it could be heard from hundreds of thousands of people, millions potentially across the world. Nice.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like my station alone, just so I can simplify it and make it easy for you to understand, basically we're like Sirius XM. You know how they have multiple different channels on their platform?
Right.
So that's what we are. We're a network like that, and a platform that you download the app, the Dash Radio app, if you want to check it out. And I have my own Shade 45, if you will, as well. I have Get Familiar Radio, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of hip hop. In addition to vice president of the entire company of all the channels.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. I didn't know you guys had an app, so I will definitely download that.
Oh, yeah. If you download that app, you honestly will be like, look at Spotify as like your CD collection, right? You go specifically to their stuff that you want to hear because it's just streaming. Then look at Dash as like, where you experience and discover new stuff that gets played. It's real DJ spinning, real shows on here. And
so next question. Remember when remixes were huge? At one point when a song was released, we anticipated the remix soon after. What do you think happened in the industry that stopped remixes from being the norm?
Again, I just think it's the evolution. I mean, people do remix. I mean, remember when remixes actually changed the beat, right?
Right.
The remixes just turned into, let's just get other poppin' artists on the same beat. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's really that. I mean, there's remixes that come out now, but it's not really like back when like Puff or somebody would like actually change the beat and make a whole new vibe. Now it's really about just like throwing other rappers on the same beat.
Gotcha. That's true. Okay. And you've worked in many.
I think right now would be a great time to come back. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what happened. EDM came in, and what happened was now the remixes became trap or EDM or house versions as opposed to another kind of urban version where like, back then there would be a hip-hop song, but then you take another version that was still hip-hop. It was just a different feeling. Now, the remixes turned into, EDM and trap and all that, so people aren't making like another version of hip hop remix.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. And then you've worked with many successful artists. The list is long, but I'll just name a few. Beyonce, Jordan Knight, Eminem, Big Sean, Plies, Kanye, Diddy, T-Pain, Rick Ross, and the list goes on. How do you determine who you'll work with next? Is there a certain element you're searching for, or a certain it factor that attracts you to people?
Yeah, I mean, within a world of everyone, you see, to go back to turntables and CDJs is to say that I remember the time when biting was whack. And now we live in a day where it not only is it acceptable, it's encouraged. So, like, everybody sounds exactly the same. And it's kind of like, and I'm not saying that in like a hip-hop purist, and I'm mad that it doesn't sound like it did before. I'm saying that in a business mind, looking at the landscape and assessing what is working, what is currently working now, is everybody copying each other. And now whether, someone finds that good or bad, to me, to answer your question, I want someone that stands out. I'm not like, yo, I want to get this other kid with colorful dreads and tattoos all over himself and wears no shirt and jumps up and down on stage and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's cool. Like, I have nothing against that, but that's not what stimulates me. What stimulates me is real art. And by the way, that is art in its own respect. But what impresses me is because look, for you to get a bunch of kids to jump up and down for you doing that stuff, that's talent. That's an art.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But like me personally, just like I like movies with depth and I want to be intrigued and I want to be stuck to my screen, it's the same thing I want to be in music, in the artist making the music. Like, I want to fuck with that artist and their mind and where they come from and what they're talking about. That's why people like Drake are so dope, because he writes stuff that you relate to and yeah, I fucking feel you, bro. That happened to me last week. You know what I mean? So, so which leads me to the artist I'm working with now. Her name is Pineapple City. And when I met her, I didn't even listen to music. The first 2 hours, we just talked. And I already like, yo, I want to work with you just based off of, like, who you are as a human being. And then when I heard her music, I was like, holy shit, how does nobody know about you? Like, you're a superstar. You're like Missy mixed with Drake, mixed with Lauryn Hill, all in one. And I was like, yo, you're writing, you're singing, you're rapping, like the stuff you're talking about, like your personality, your performance, like you are a diamond. So that's what I look for. I look for people that have no apologies for their originality and or not trying to conform or fit into what's going to work. Even myself as an artist, when I was an artist, I always went against the grain. Now, did that help or hurt? Who knows? But one thing I do know is I kept it real, and I kept what's real to me, and I didn't try to bend to do what I thought somebody else was doing, and I made a lot of money off it and got a lot of record deals off it. So whether I became a superstar, mega star, Grammy-winning like solo artist, it doesn't matter, because I got out of me what I needed. I got out of me what I needed to get out of me, and there's an audience for everybody.
It sounds like you have a connection to energy as well, because when you said that you just wanted to work with her based off of her personality, it sounds like you have a good connection to people's energetic pull, and that means more to you than the actual music.
I would 100% every single time deal with somebody with less talent that was an incredible human being than a shitty person that has insane talent.
That is profound right there, because I think a lot of people, they don't understand that it's so much more than the music. It's so much more than the music. It's about your vibration. Like, are you easy to work with? Are people able to share feedback with you and you receive it? Like, it's important to for that part to be said. It really is, especially.
And plus also there's also the spirit around it too. Like there are people that you meet that you can tell they just want to be famous. You know what I mean? There's other people that just literally have a passion and a drive. I mean, look at Michael Jordan. Look at Tom Brady. Like two goats that literally were told, nah, you're not dope. But their drive and passion and ambition was basically said, fuck you. And not only did they do well, they became the best to ever do it. So what are you talking about?
Wow. Yeah. That is
In fact, I was just thinking to myself like 2 days ago, because I was using that analogy, Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, with my son, and I was just thinking, like, whoever the recruiter was that wrote the report on Tom Brady on how he doesn't move, he'll never be a star in the league, should totally be fired and banned from the NFL. Like, if that guy was hired by me and I looked at that report and then Tom Brady went on to be the greatest ever, I'd be like, yo, bro, you didn't just miss, you like lost.
Right, for real. Like, seriously. And that I'm glad that you brought that up, because I feel like so many people are put in positions where their opinion can either like change, basically can alter somebody else's life. And it's like, it's still your opinion. And that is something that, with me as an aspiring filmmaker and an aspiring businesswoman in the music industry, I see so many times where someone's opinion about somebody like can hinder their opportunities to move forward for the moment. And like that's a big thing. Now, who is meant to prosper, they're going to prosper. And it just goes to show with the examples that you just gave with Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. But it's still like, you know, I feel like we put so much, we give people so much say-so and so much power, when really it's just their opinion. We just have to keep doing the work, and when it's meant to be, it's going to be. When it's our time, it's going to take place.
You know what's crazy? This is why I've never publicly ever given my opinion about stuff. Like, I've never, ever say anything negative about anything publicly, because at the end of the day, who the fuck am I to say what's good or where you should be? Like, I'm just one human being who has an opinion and has a certain taste, right? My taste might not be what you're doing, but that shouldn't push somebody to make a decision based on me, one. And then two, I think that, like you're saying, people have too much authority to kind of dictate somebody's future. And it's like, one of the things that really bothers me is when I see people comment under somebody else's stuff and they'll say negative stuff like that, to the point that they'll literally write something like, yo, you should kill yourself, right? And it's like,
yeah, that is horrible.
And it's like, yo, you don't know what that kid went through to get, like, let's use a song, for instance. Let's say a kid's biggest dream is to make a song. He's got a single mother that works 3 jobs, that's been putting money aside for months to get him into a studio so he can record a record. He works really hard on it. Him and his mother are so proud. They finally post it up. And then they're all super happy about their accomplishment. And then some asshole out of nowhere that's done nothing with their life comes over and destroys him and his mother's dream. And now imagine being that kid's mother, seeing people shitting on your kid that you watched work really hard to do what he did, how much that would break your heart. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like people don't give a shit, man. It's such a mean world, and all I want to do is just make people happy and make people aware of their words and how harmful and hurtful they can be. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say it. And or if you don't like it, either preface it by just saying, well, I don't like it because of this, and give some constructive criticism, and or lend a helping hand to what that person could do to be better, in your opinion. You know what I mean? Like, why just write something negative and then just step off? Like, that's whack as shit.
Right, it is. And to me, that's a coward, because you would rather take the low road and bash somebody else for pursuing a dream, and you don't even have one. Because if you had one, you would have empathy and compassion for this person. Anybody who's ever worked hard for anything, like diligently with good vibrations, you wouldn't even come at the next person working hard at something like that, because you would know what it felt like when you were working hard for what you're doing. And that's wasted energy. And like I had to learn a long time ago, that's how cowards live. They try to attack people who are humble and, kind, and they look at those people as weak, and they try to bully them instead of, taking the high road to say, hey, this person is really putting some effort and some passion. Maybe I can assist in this way, or, maybe I can just support them just because. But, we don't have a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
All righty. So next question. What experience have you had with an artist that you'll never forget?
Artists I'll never forget. Well, most of them are like negative ones, so I don't want to point them out.
Okay.
Because they're all like, man, did you really that much of a dick?
Yeah.
Actually, I should tell you one. I should keep it real. That I'll never forget. I mean, I got plenty with Puff when I was on the road with him. I'll never forget. Okay, here's one. When I made a record for Beyonce, at the time, I couldn't find anybody to demo my records, so I was demoing them myself. And I didn't consider myself a singer at all. To me, a singer is like JoJo and Casey, and there's no way I sound like that. So
right.
I started demoing songs, and as I was demoing them, I started realizing, like, oh, shit, I kind of do have a white boy rock voice. I didn't even know I had it. So then so I started demoing records. So then I had just made Sorry, Blame It On Me for Akon. It was my first record I ever wrote and demoed, and then I got it placed with Akon. My second song was called Inevitably that I made for Beyonce, and she got it. So then she was cutting the record and said, who is this singing the demo? And I'm super bashful about it, thinking like it's whack. And I'm like, oh, it's just a demo. It's just a demo. And it's like, yeah, but who is this singing on it? And I was like, well, it was just me, but don't mind me. I was just doing it so you could hear the lyrics and stuff. And she said, oh my God, this record's a hit with you singing it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, so you got to imagine, like, Beyonce has no agenda in telling me I sound dope. There's no benefit in her telling me that. You know? So for her to say that, and it's funny because like a couple weeks prior to that, Kanye said the same thing. So after Beyonce said something to me, I was like, damn, if both Kanye and Beyonce, who have nothing to gain whatsoever by complimenting me, said that I'm dope, then maybe I actually should go get a record deal as an artist. And then that's when I got signed. That's when I went to Interscope and got a record deal. But yeah, so that was pretty amazing to hear somebody at Beyonce's level consider like my vocals on a demo dope.
Wow, so Beyonce basically like A&R'd your career.
No, she just inspired me to actually like, because prior to that, everyone from Diddy to T.I. to Akon to Ludacris, like all my friends would say nice things, but like I took it as like they're my boys, they're gonna just be cool. You know what I mean? Plus I'm a DJ that's on a bunch of radio stations, and the political thing would be to say, yeah, your shit sounds dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never really believed it. And so, first Kanye said it, but when Kanye said it to me, because we were hanging out like at the movie theater, and he was like, I played him a bunch of records, and he was like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, well, I'm probably going to make like 80% other people that I'll A&R, produce, and write, and 20% me, just enough that people would be like, yo, was that Clinton? And then he was like, nah, with your story and your skill and who you know, you need to make it 80% you. And I was like, word? And he was like, I ain't going to say it again. And then, so, that's Kanye being, dickish Kanye, but in an endearing way. And then, so when he said that, it kind of stuck with me a little bit, but then I was kind of like, well, Kanye's also a renegade, and he'll just do whatever the fuck he wants because he's awesome. And then, but then when Beyonce said it too, it made me think back to Kanye, like, damn, maybe Kanye was right.
Right. Wow. That's quite a story. That is quite a story. Like, for real. And you know what's interesting is, like, you weren't even looking to be a celebrity or be an artist yourself. You were looking to create and work with others. And the fact that in the midst of you doing that just speaks a lot to your energy. In the midst of you doing that and wanting to create the best records for other artists, you in turn, you know, your karma, you receive that back so that you could create dope records for yourself. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I wanted to ask, is there an artist you'd like to work with in the near future, someone who's caught your attention?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's another artist that I'm working with now too. His name is Joey Bands, out of South Carolina. He's like the guy version of Pineapple City, ironically. Mm-hmm. So he's a great singer, songwriter, producer. Rapper, songwriter, singer, who also, like, the same kind of feeling I got from City, I got from him, meaning he's so genuine. He's not trying to be a star. Like, I actually met him by accident because one of my producers kept sending me beats with demos on it. And I started getting annoyed saying, yo, stop sending me beats with vocals on it. And he was like, oh, okay. And then one day I was in the shower and a song came on that I was listening to, and I'm like, man, this record's dope. And then another song came on, I was like, man, this record's dope too. Like, what is this? And then when I kind of like leaned out of the shower to look at my laptop, and I seen it was the dude that was demoing the records. So then, like, another song or two came on. Then I called the producer, and I was like, yo, what's up with this dude that you're sending with producers, with these beats, Joey Bands? He's like, he's just this kid we found local down here that, you know, he got a lot on his mind, so he just be coming to the studio and walking in the booth and just cutting records and leaving. And I was like, what's his deal? What's he trying to do? He was like, yo, I don't even think this dude's trying to be an artist, bro. He just got a lot of dope shit to say. So he literally sits in the booth and just records. So then I was like, yo, I'm coming down this week. I flew down to South Carolina to meet him, and he's so standoffish too. It was so cool because when he came in, it wasn't like, oh shit, Clinton Sparks. It was more like a, let me see what this dude Clinton Sparks is about. You know what I mean? So he kind of came in quiet and standoffish, kind of shook my hand, went to the corner, didn't really have much to say, and then he went in the booth when a beat came on, and just like, I was blown away. I was like, yo, this dude just came up with this right here. And then so that's another incredible artist that I plan on working with too, like right after Pineapple City.
And again, the recognition of energy. Like you said, when you went down there and you met with him, he wasn't all hyped up because of who you were. He was trying to fill you out to see what type of energy you had. And then the connection was built after that, which solidifies that it was genuine and it was meant to be.
100%. Yeah, and he's such a great dude, man. Like that dude, him and City both were in the same position where they're both super struggling, both got super money issues, are both broke. Like, and this dude just is always like, hey, what's up, Sparks? What's going on? It's never just like, damn, man, yo, I'm really struggling. Like, he don't, like, dump his struggles on other people, which makes him even more of a great human.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's rare, too, because it's someone who's choosing to say, hey, I see what's going on in front of me, but the vision is more important. I'm not going to worry about what's in my face. I'm going to let my energy pull towards the vision. And honestly, it sounds like that's what's keeping him sane. The fact that he is working towards that.
And as you said, I really, really care about energy and decency and doing the right thing, which...
Okay, so we have a couple more questions here. Okay. So there's a lot of blog sites, IG pages, and email blasts that artists use in anticipation of gaining fans and exposure. Do you feel the DJ is still instrumental in breaking records?
Absolutely, 100%. The DJ is always the center of attention. The DJ is the lead singer of the band. The DJ is the master of ceremonies. The DJ is the controller of the party. So you don't go to a club without a DJ or that party's not cracking. You don't listen to the radio without a DJ. You don't go to festivals. I mean, music is, what is life without music? I mean, every single every single important thing in your life has music, whether it's happy birthday, whether it's getting married, whether it's graduation day. And then what does that usually follow up with? A DJ at a party. So 100% think that the DJ is still the forefront of breaking music.
Awesome. I love the way you explain that, master of ceremonies, control of the party, because that is really like I'm an 80s baby, and then growing up in the 90s, that is exactly how I saw it. But these days, it's like people don't get, like the DJ was the one, when you went to the house party and you heard this new song, that was the song that you went and requested to the radio because the DJ introduced it to you. So I still have that mentality.
Well, there's a little difference to it now. The DJ definitely still, especially a good DJ, especially not hip-hop DJ, because like EDM DJs definitely introduce way more tracks that have never been heard before within their sets, because hip-hop crowds, they go to hear the hot shit from people that they're familiar with. In the EDM crowd, they just want to hear shit that's going to blow their mind. They don't care who made it. And especially if it's a popular DJ that played it, now they're really like, what the fuck was that he just played? But the thing with hip-hop primarily is now we have Spotify, we have YouTube, we have the internet where you can actually hear shit. And now it's a little bit different, although the DJ still does break it. Now you'll get a lot of people that come up and tell the DJ, yo, you heard this record? And get the DJ familiar with it. And then the DJ is like, nah, what's that? And then they'll play it, and then they get familiar. They get the rest of the people familiar. So like, the house parties still go on. They're just different than they were back in the day. Now you got these Hollywood Hills parties, and you got all these parties, and you got all these young influencers that still turn up to all this music. So it's literally the same thing. There's just a couple different ways of doing it now than there was, say, 20 years ago.
Right. Okay. I appreciate you sharing that. And then I wanted to ask you, how important is footwork for an artist? Things such as passing out flyers, hanging posters, and being present at open mics and showcases. Do you look for this in addition to web presence when you're checking for new talent?
I mean, that falls underneath the whole ambition thing we were talking about earlier and how passionate somebody is. So the more you see them, like, look, I've sold millions of records and had Grammy nominations, and I would still go out into the street with a flyer and pass something out. Like, I never think I'm too important or too big to do something, because at the end of the day, it's part of my job.
Right.
To get people familiar. So, yeah, I'm always a fan of people that, people have this persona like, oh, man, if you do that, then you don't look like you're as cracking as you are, right? But I don't. In my mind, I feel like, I mean, do you think that Jeff Bezos and any of these other guys that are at the top, like, don't go out and promote their brand still? Of course they do.
Right, so they do.
Like, it's like, I'm not going to talk about Amazon. That's uncool. No, it's not. You built a brand. That's all you should be talking about. And you should be doing that everywhere you can. So this young generation is very entitled, and they feel that, when they get views or comments and stuff online, that their job is done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So your direct question is, do I personally find it more compelling when they do more? And the answer is yes. When an artist invests more in themselves, it makes me want to invest in them as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you made that very clear. So this question is about MusicFeedPro. What do you feel about...
By the way, and I just thought about this. That is another reason why I love Pineapple City, because this motherfucker's like online all day, every day, trolling, looking for people to connect with, looking for people to collaborate with, looking for writers, looking for graphic designers, looking for video directors. I mean, she almost manages herself. Like, she'll call me and be like, yo, I found this killer guy. I vetted him out. I talked to him on the phone. He sent me his reel. Here's who I want to do the video. And it's like,
nice.
Technically my job. You know what I mean? But, like, she'll then send me that, then I call a director, we work it out. So that's another reason why I love her. And she's very strong, headstrong, knows what she wants, knows where to go after and get it, and knows how to get it executed. So she's a phenomenal artist. She's going to be a superstar.
Awesome. I love that. I love to hear that. So what do you feel about what MusicFeedPro is doing for the music industry with our platform? And how do you feel we can influence the music industry?
Well, how do I feel about the platform and how it can influence the industry?
Mm-hmm.
I think based off what I just seen when I went on the site, which I got excited about just seeing the opportunities, I think it opens up opportunities. I think it introduces new ways to make money with your talent. I think it allows the upcoming artists that don't have the access that, say, somebody on a larger scale would have. Like, what regular person can go somewhere and be like, oh, crap, all these dope beats I'm making, I might be able to get them as, like, background music on a Netflix show, or I might be able to get hired to, you know, co-produce records with Clinton Sparks, or I might be able to supply, you know, make score music for this movie. Like, that's incredible. That's not like something an average person has access to, you know, before MusicFeedPro.
Right. Okay. I love it. I appreciate you sharing that. And then my last question for you is, what can we expect from you in the future? Any new projects or artists we need to be looking out for? And you kind of answered it already on the artist part, but I did just want to see specifically, was there anything that we need to look out for?
Pineapple City, Pineapple City, Pineapple City.
Nice, nice. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you, and I just learned a lot from you because I am super big on energy, and, like, I try not to, like, invest a lot of my thought into people just because of their celebrity status, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. But to hear someone of your caliber as far as what you've done in the entertainment industry speak on the power of energy and how energy still leads you, that blessed me.
Thank you so much.